So I am coming on live today to talk about fantasy bonds, which is something that I have talked a little bit about in a couple of posts, and I just wanted to expand on that for you today and talk about the connection between fantasy bonds and attachment wounds. So you can understand kind of what might be going on for you if you recognize yourself in someone who may have created fantasy bonds or may have a tendency to do that. So, as you are hopping on, say hi. I love to know who's here. And if you are catching the replay, use hashtag replay and you can interact with me as I'm talking and ask me questions or anything that comes up for you. You can share it. So, let's dive in. So if you fall for new men pretty fast, like really fast, before you've built much history, and you can kind of be living on the high of what you imagine will be, you are forming fantasy bonds. This is not love. So it is a result of unhealed attachment wounds. So I'm going to break this down. So ways that you may know if you have a tendency to go towards fantasy bonds is if you've ever fallen for a man really fast, like way faster than makes sense given your short history together. And before you know it, you're anxious and obsessing over him and totally out of your power when it comes to him, only to be blindsided and heartbroken when he starts pulling away, creates distance, gets really busy with work, or just straight up tells you he doesn't think this is going to work. And it was like a really short amount of time that you were dating, and still it's like this extreme heartbreak and this attachment. What that was a fantasy bond. It was not love. So this isn't to make you feel bad or to guilt you or shame you. It's not your fault. This is knowledge that gives you the power to know, oh, I could do something about this. So the reason this happens is that you early attached due to unhealed attachment wounds. And typically, this is a result of an emotionally or physically absent mother or father. It is very common with women who have father wounds, which I've done a video on. Really know what to look for or what to put up with. So it means that we're seeking love, feeling unworthy, seeking to be chosen in the wrong places. We're looking for that externally. And this is because your inner child hasn't been healed yet. You've got wounds from the past that haven't been healed yet. There's stuff that's running the show, your inner child running the show, instead of adult you who's integrated and whole and healed and has worked on this stuff from the past. So this is why, it can kind of look like a bit of a train wreck for you at the end of an experience with a man. So when we have these wounds, they make it easy to pick the wrong partner, to fall for the fantasy of what could be, to even create a fantasy about the depth of your connection, and to ignore the red flags. So how many men have you dated where there were red flags, but you talked yourself out of them, you ignored them, you thought it would be fine anyways, you didn't think they were a problem, or you knew it wouldn't be fine, but you were so attached to and in love with that guy, really fantasy in love, right? That you overlooked it. So fantasy bonds will cause you to stay in relationships and to continue dating and chasing the wrong men while missing or flat out denying reality. So this is having to make do with less than you needed from your primary caregivers is the primary reason this happens. It manifests as creating fantasy bonds in adult relationships in which we don't see the reality of the situation. So you ignore what doesn't actually feel good to you. You try harder to make it work, to make him see how amazing you are. You put him essentially on a pedestal. So what's the solution? How do you get off this roller coaster and chasing all the wrong guys and falling for the wrong guys and attract and choose available, healthy, real love? So this can happen when you discover and then actually heal the root of your attachment wounds. This is the key in order to create real, lasting, committed love rather than an unfulfilling fantasy where you're forever chasing. So this is why, by the way, the meat of the work I do with my clients is around this, right? Is around that inner work. And what I know from my own experience and what happens with all my clients is that when you do this work, it can feel like you're coming out of a fog and seeing clearly for the first time. So it's this work that gives you the power of clear sight and non-attachment that is required in order to attract and choose a truly right, truly best man for you from your healthy, healed, empowered place, healthy, healed, empowered you. So it gives you a totally new view of dating and relationships as you start to see the beliefs and the wounds that have kept you playing out negative or unproductive patterns with men in the past. So as you heal and you rewire some of your core love blueprint beliefs and wounds and things that are in there, you may see the ways in which you settled, chased, overgave, early attached, overlooked due to attachment woundings from your past, probably from a parent who couldn't or wouldn't give you all that you needed. And so then you can stop picking men who aren't truly fully choosing you, who aren't truly there for you, and instead find his inattention unattractive. And you actually will just pass right on by that man and into the arms of the man who sees you, wants you, and actually shows up for you. So if you're ready for that, if you are done with your patterns, if you are done with attracting and choosing unavailable men, men who don't choose you, men who don't pursue you and put you first, if you're ready to do the inner work to end those patterns, ready to get the support to see what are my blind spots, what have I not been understanding about how I've been approaching dating and men, and if you're ready for support to do this, if you're done trying to figure this out on your own or going to your girlfriends who, while they love you, aren't coaches and often don't give the best advice, and you're done with the subpar dating experiences and some subpar men that you're meeting, and you're done with the self-worth struggle, with the anxiety, with the energetic chasing and leaning forward, the obsessing, the overthinking, the getting stuck in your head, not trusting yourself, you're done with the early attaching and the fantasy bonds that aren't leading to anything real, and you're ready to commit to and have committed to this being your year, your time to find love, to find your true right match, the man of your dreams, to build that incredible relationship and have that person in your life who commits to you, who wants to be with you, that you want to spend the rest of your life with and build a family with. If you're ready to go all in on that, it's going to be the one thing that you're going to have happen this year because your life is pretty great in every other area. This is like your one area, and you want my guidance, my feedback, my support as you navigate getting from here to there with your dream man in your dream relationship. And you are wanting to have that happen as quickly as possible. Usually for my clients, it happens by about 3 months of coaching. Often sooner, they've met him. About 5 months from coaching, they're in this committed relationship. That is incredible. No problems at all. They feel so met, felt so seen. It's so easy and so smooth. And by the way, if the idea of being in a committed relationship with someone you're like, this is probably my person, if that scares you, that's another reason to hire me because we need to work through your fears of commitment and intimacy, which is another wounding that could be there. So what I do is I help my clients do the work that sets them up for success with men so they are no longer attracting or attracted to the wrong partners or recreating old situations with new men, but so you can choose the truly right man for you and cultivate a secure, supportive, happy, healthy relationship. So you can stop replaying the same patterns with men. Experience dating as easy, smooth, and effortless, which is what I will teach you how to do, and the inner work will make that difference. So you can stand in your worth as a woman, so you are only treated as the prize that you are. So you can create a deep emotional bond with a man, the right man, and attract that right relationship for you. So this involves shifting beliefs. This involves inner healing work with your inner child and other parts, somatic nervous system level work, magnetizing your dating profile to attract the right man for you. If you're using online dating, this is one of the best ways to find that man and find that man so quickly. Have easy communication with men to take the overthinking and the overworking out of it in terms of your messaging, your texting, and your actual communication, and navigate dating in the early stages of relationship with ease and confidence and from a place of complete self-worth. So if you want this support and you want to work with me, you'll know it. You'll feel it. You'll feel the pull. Then send me a DM. I will ask for the link to apply. I will give you the link to apply and schedule a consult call. We'll just go on a call. We'll talk about what's going on for you and where you're needing support and make sure that we're a fit. And then if we are, you'll be able to get enrolled. So we've got less than 3 months to 2022, which is crazy. And I'm sure the idea of being stuck in the same place you are now a year from now is like a terrifying thought. So let's change that. Send me a message. I would love to work with you. And I'm going to sign off now. Bye.